1 million.
Only in millions, eh? Even my check has to be in millions.
Yeah. TikTok, how are you doing?
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. It's
Good,
online.
good, good. Say out to your
Are we on?
friends.
Okay, we're live. Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Africa Talks Business, live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Today we're talking about a big topic that has come to everyone by storm, but is very easy to conquer with the right strategy. Today we are with Mr. Debasia. I can introduce you, but I know you can introduce yourself better.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. And the topic, um, personal brand, is taking relevance mainly because a billion posts are generated and posted every single day. It has been consumed by over 5 billion users.
Yeah.
Social media now has over nearly 60% of the world's population is engaged in social media. And around, at the moment, AI generated content is around 15 to 20%. But before the end of this year, it could go to nearly 40 to 50%. And this form of AI generated content can only be battled by using your real face, your real emotions, and your voice. That is the only way you can differentiate yourself from very well created, very well made, very realistic AI generated content.
Sure.
And we've only got, AI is still in its infancy. And any business owner or any influencer or anyone who does not use their face, their voice, and their emotions, and build their personal brand, they'll be like flights grounded whenever there is a fog in London. So when the fog arrives, all the flights that are on the ground are told not to move. All the flights that are on the sky, they're told to keep circling.
Yeah.
Until there is clarity, the fog moves, or there is a way of overcoming the fog, that you have to change the signals or whatever to allow planes to land and take off in the fog. This fog of AI generated content is here, and it is here to stay, and the fog is going to get thicker and thicker.
Yeah.
So by branding yourself, using your face, using your voice is the only way out. You decide whether you want to be stranded on the ground or you want to be stranded in the sky.
Yeah.
I would prefer to be grounded in the sky rather than on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2026, I would build up I'm building my personal brand in public, deliberately, because that's what I'm also teaching. If I am not practicing what I'm teaching, then I'm not authentic.
Yeah. Most people would say that business owners waiting to start their personal brand is costing them money. Why do you think it's costing them money in 2026?
Because AI is grabbing people's attention. I also consume a lot of AI history, content. I also use it to sleep. And it is very well made. It is very well articulated. Even though I know it is AI, it is still grabbing my attention. So if it is grabbing my attention, what do you think it is? Why do you think it is not grabbing the attention of your customers?
True.
This is a question to the business owners. If your customers are not seeing you and they are seeing AI generated content, you've lost the battle.
True.
Of the eyeballs, of the attention.
Yeah.
And in today's attention economy, it is no longer social media economy, because the days social media where all your content was shared among your friends are gone.
Yeah.
It is now, attention media. So
Yeah.
it is going to whoever is interested in that topic.
Attention has become a currency in itself.
It is, and iShowSpeed has shown it to the world. You know, 120-year-old kid is, harnessing more influence, more connections, and more power than most tourism boards
Yeah.
worldwide. People are tired of the brochures. People are tired of the normal five-star experiences. People want raw, authentic.
True.
The guy is successful because he's connecting to people. He's connecting to the culture there. He's connecting to their food. He's making ugali in Nairobi. Yeah, the guy's hands are burning, and he's saying, "Why is this, so hot?" Yeah, and he's dressing up like Masais. He's going to this village and putting on this red clay, in this bush. They make him a chief. He has to crawl like a dog.
Yeah.
The guy does it.
Yeah.
He goes to the Maasai tribes and he does the jumping, the jumping competition with a seasoned Maasai jumper.
Yeah.
He's eating raw blood. He's all these things, and people. I personally prefer not to go to five-star experiences. A five-star experience in London, a five-star experience in Mumbai or in Kigali is more or less the same. The spread on the buffet in London, Mumbai, or in Kigali is the same.
Okay, so back to personal branding for business owners. Most business owners think personal branding just means posts and stories and selfies. Where do they go wrong about that? What's personal branding to you?
It's not a vanity show. Personal branding is trying to, what we are doing is, the right format. We are building our business in public. We are building our customers. We are sharing our customers' experiences of our own failures in public. We are building our YouTube channel. We are building our TikTok channel. We are building our, social media channels in public. Yeah, we are interacting with our customers. We are interacting with our audiences. In public. We are not perfect. We are also making. There is no limit to improvement.
Yeah.
Improvement or perfection, is not a small thing. But small things make perfection. And focusing on vanity, showing dishes and what I'm eating, where I'm going. Okay, that's good for social media, but not to build your authority in a niche or in a business that you are in. You need to start talking about the problems in your business.
Yeah.
And the problem after speaking to over 200 business owners in Kigali, the biggest problem I'm facing and the biggest a question I'm being asked is, I don't have money, or we are short of funds. And when I look into in depth, it is not the funds issue, it's the sales and marketing issue. I came across a woman who used to run a boutique, dressmaking business. She opened up a big, shop, fitted it out, machines, everything. And because of sales, she didn't have the sales and marketing, she had to wind it up. Now she has the clothes, she has the garments, she has the machines, still no customers. And the woman comes with a begging bowl to me and says that, I'm looking for funds. I'm saying, your problem is not funds, your problem is sales and marketing. If I gave you 1,000 pre-orders, if the dress is costing $10 and I'm getting you pre-orders of $15, that's $5 profit built into every sale. Will that solve your money issue? And ironically, this woman says no, because she's sitting with a begging bowl and waiting for the cling sound of a coin hitting the bowl. It's that kind of mentality. It's not, Africa is a graveyard for startups. And still we celebrate startups every single day. Okay, I'm not saying do not celebrate startups, but you must also ensure that they survive and see their first birthday. 90% don't see their first birthday.
Yeah.
70% wind up within the first 6 months. This kind of failure rates, Silicon Valley failure rates for a poor African continent are not sustainable. Every failure is costing the bank of mom and dad. Most startup funds is funded by money from their own pocket or from the pocket of their mom and dad. Yeah. And every time they fail, everybody's pocket is getting empty. Not only is the pocket getting empty, but a mountain of debt is building up. So, if the only way you can differentiate you from your competitors, let's say you're this boutique woman and she wants to, differentiate herself from, maybe 10 other boutiques, then if she had a personal brand, she taught how, women can dress, wear her dresses to, shine out, to stand out, then, she'll attract customers.
Yeah.
The right kind of customers who are willing to pay extra, because not only are they buying a dress, but they're also buying a dress sense with it. So, and that you can only do if you're not selling commodities, you're selling a brand, you're selling, a dressing sense.
An experience.
Yeah, an experience. Exactly.
Would you say African startups die because of lack of resilience or lack of strategy?
It's mostly lack of mentorship, lack of coaching. They start with lofty ambitions. Okay, I'm going to solve a big problem. I'm going to make an impact. They have all these buzzwords in their heads, noise in their heads, and they jump into it. And there is no guide.
True.
Even if I have to climb Mount Everest, from ground to base camp, I need a guide. And from base camp to summit camp, you think you can do it without a guide? Even for mountain climbing, you can't do it without a guide. Why do you expect business, to be any less arduous, less, challenging?
Yeah.
Business is very challenging without a mentor, a coach, or a guide. And even in your personal brand journey, you will need a guide. You may be the hero of your business, and in all movies, 80% of the time the hero is lousy. He's losing all the time. He's trying to discover his way out until he comes across a guide who then helps him to get out of the hole, shows him a way. He does not become a hero.
Yeah.
So even in the most popular story format, cinematic or any other story format, the hero is struggling. It's the same in business. Until they come up with a way of not just thinking internally, using somebody else to bounce and get real-time feedback, all this is just mental diarrhea.
Yeah.
And you cannot, if we could all solve our own problems internally, why do we need to connect with anyone? Yeah. With customers, friends, or anyone.
Yeah. So talking about branding, for like the past 500 years, the world has adapted to branding everything. From literally food to cement, giving examples of like people with logos.
Mhm.
It has been like the foundation of trust for a customer to buy something, to know it has quality. But as of now, we are seeing that most brands with just logos are getting crushed, and
Yeah.
it's coming to only faceless. Faceless brands are dying off, and brands with faces are rising up. What do you think is leading to that?
Okay, there is a very successful story of one, soap maker that was giving Dove a run for his money.
Mhm.
This was a soap maker that was designed just for people who with acne issues, and he was charging nearly 10x the price of Dove,
Mhm.
and Dove is a popular,
Yeah.
well marketed brand.
It's among the Fortune 500.
Yeah, and it's owned by Procter and Gamble or somebody, one of these big boys, Unilever or Procter and Gamble. And this, couple, husband and wife, who, the husband used to suffer from acne, skin disorder, and he came up with this, this soap,
Mhm.
and he was giving a run to giants. It was a David and Goliath story,
True.
and it was mainly because it was focused on that personal brand of
That person.
that person who used to suffer from skin conditions. And Procter and Gamble acquired it for 2 or 3 billion.
True.
It's a very small company, small niche. They just bought it
Yeah.
to eliminate competition.
Yeah.
He was making Dove look bad. So personal brand, even look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo, one individual, one football player, and he's beyond his prime. The guy is now in these dying phases of his sports career. Now he's going into film and everything else. Yeah, this guy has over 600 million followers. One individual,
Mhm.
and the whole league put together
Yeah.
is less than 200 million. All these big clubs like Real, Manchester United, Liverpool, Madrid, Barcelona.
Mhm.
One individual is outperforming this, you know, you know, a giant federation.
Mm.
Why? Because he's relatable. He's a person. He has emotions. He has tests.
Mhm.
Corporate brands don't have emotions. They don't have preferences. They don't have, they can't share their life. Ronaldo can, and that's why he's been followed by over 600 million. Look at the same thing with Tim Cook of Apple. Apple is spending billions in marketing, and Apple as a company, has around 100 plus million followers, and Tim Cook has over 400.
Mhm.
So he's outperforming the biggest brand in the world. One individual is outperforming his own brand by 4x. And this trend will continue. And this fog of AI generated content
Yeah.
is going to become even, it's going to make the necessity of a personal brand, a must.
Mhm.
In the past, you could get away with just your logo, with your brand, with your name and your marketing. In 2026 and beyond,
That isn't going to apply. I would say that after looking at all the biggest purchases, like Poppy being bought by Coca-Cola, I don't know if it's Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Poppy is like a wife and his husband brand that they started doing in their garage, pouring drinks into cans. And because people could relate to them not being able to afford the groceries,
okay.
they took the brand to $1 billion and they got purchased by Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
Okay.
Whichever. Yeah. So looking at that,
Not only that, there's this TikToker, this from West Africa or somewhere. This guy who was bought over by for $1 billion Nearly $1 billion.
Kabilam?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Kabilam guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy doesn't do much talking.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah. Language barrier is, I think it was a blessing for him.
yeah. No, it's like that guy who does this salt thing. He
Yeah.
does this. He comes and sprinkles salt on your meat.
Yeah. Mhm. Personal.
It's a personal brand.
Mhm. So with all these rising brands and everything, we're talking about Prime, Logan Paul, W, Jake Paul, Mr. Beast, with all his own chocolate company. He's, as you have said, run giving Hashes a run for their money. Mars, all those chocolate companies that have been there for 1,000 years. So, after all that, what's your advice to founders still hiding about behind the logos of their company?
I came across a classic example that I can share to the audience. There's this guy we met. He's running property letting business. He's running tourism business. He's running a number of businesses, and he's a good, he's good on camera. The guy is confident, but he started promoting his personal brand, and he started getting lots of negative feedback, and mostly from his friends and his family. Oh,
It's always the close one.
yeah, that pull your leg
Yeah.
and tell you sit down.
Yeah. The crowd bucket.
Yeah. So and he's saying that because of that negative feedback,
Mm-hmm.
the guy switched off and hid behind his logo,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's hit a threshold. He can't grow
Yeah.
because he was shy of promoting his own personal brand. And he's doing a number of things, and all his number of things that he's doing require him
Mm.
to show off or show, engage with the customers.
Mm.
And your logo, your brand is not going to engage with with his customers.
I mean, with the rise of all the AI fake content, people find it hard to trust anything that is on the internet that is not behind a real person.
Yes, the only signature left
Mm-hmm.
for humans is to be humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI is able to do a lot more things, with every day passing,
Mm-hmm.
because it's learning exponentially.
It learns faster and it does things more faster.
Yeah, numbers games is over.
Yeah.
Accountants will be out of business. Bookkeepers will be out of business, not accountants, but bookkeepers, anyone who was just organizing numbers, anyone who was just putting data,
Yeah.
entries, all those jobs are gone. Even AI is so clever. We've come across this, Mobi.
Talking about numbers. Yeah. Talking about numbers, you guys should download the Mobile Spin app.
We used this Mobi. We had a accountant's visit, and last time it was arduous.
Yeah.
We had to download our statements. We had to do many things.
Mm-hmm.
And even then we don't know what we spent it, because it happened 5-6 months ago.
Yeah, going through 1,000 statements, 3 months,
and looking at every entry, and this guy is so meticulous. He wants to know what was it spent for. Was it spent for food? Was it spent for sport? Was it spent for this? And the, the guy was annoying me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was necessary to go through it. But we downloaded this Mobi app, and it allowed us to, it allowed me to classify all my spend.
Yeah, all at once.
All at once. It copied, from my text messages or whatever. It picked up all the, data, displayed it as interactions. And interactions that I could then classify. Okay, this is for Sona. This is for petty cash. This is for wages. This is. And this interaction with him last time, before it took us 2 days.
Yeah.
This time
30
minutes and over.
Yeah.
So that's data entry gone.
Yeah.
bookkeepers gone.
Yeah, and that should be an example to all the software engineers that are creating apps. Make an app that solves a problem, not
Yeah,
not-
and M-Pesa and all these other guys, what do we use here? Momo.
mobile.
Yeah, Momo and all that. They used to charge for printing
Yeah.
statements for you, and this thing gives you my one of our colleagues, Siaka. He's been using this thing since 2008.
Yeah.
So it copied nearly 20,000 interactions.
Yeah. 2008. At that point, some people are not even born. So yeah.
Yeah. And it so all we had to do was to categorize the spend,
Yeah.
and our accounts were done.
That's an example of one hell of a product.
And it is built by somebody who doesn't even have his own website. He's
Yeah.
using a Gmail,
Mhm.
email account.
With the right amount of marketing, the app would be a hit.
And I believe most of the work in that app, and that app was built with a AI tool.
Yeah.
And it must be just a one-man band
Yeah. I think it's a prompt or something. Yeah.
that built it.
Mhm.
So something similar we want to build for social media interactions. So because a lot of us, content creators and business owners are also posting a lot of content.
Yeah.
They are trying to build their personal brand
Yeah.
in whichever way they know.
Mhm.
But there is no way of measuring
Sure.
the performance, the likes, the engagements. There are too many parameters to look at.
Mhm.
And even if you know what your parameters are working, you don't know why they are working.
Yeah.
It's like, this Mobi app allowed us to measure what we were spending our money on,
Yeah.
where our money was coming, where it was going.
Yeah.
The same thing, where our where your views are coming from, where are you getting your orders from, where are you getting your DMs, where are you getting interactions from.
Mhm.
If you don't measure it, you don't focus on it.
Don't focus on it.
You don't focus, you don't become.
Mhm.
So it is, and there may be a tool out there that we don't know, but regardless of whether it is there or not,
Yeah.
we will have to build one.
But for the team at MobiSpend, you guys deserve, I don't know,
Yeah, I think they have built a very good
a
product.
very good product.
But the problem is not building good products;
Mhm.
is marketing it.
Marketing.
If nobody knows about it, nobody downloads it.
Yeah.
Then it's another app like millions and billions that are sitting in people's desks, in their computers and in their shelves, in their storage somewhere.
Yeah.
In the hard drives.
Yeah.
Performing nothing.
Yeah.
Generating nothing.
Yeah.
It was, years of effort shelved.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about the MobiSpend app, if you're one of the admins, please connect. I would love to have you on for the podcast, and we can also get some coffee sometime. And as we move on to the next question,
Yeah.
your coaching programs would say they are expensive. And I want to ask you one question. Why should African founders pay that much, and why do they need it?
Africa is losing millions in failed attempts, in failed businesses. I don't mind Africa continues in this path. For African businesses who are smart, who are wise, who want different results, can approach me. Yes, I'm deliberately not cheap. I'm deliberately expensive. I'm deliberately choosy with the clients I work with. I'm weeding out nearly 90% of the inquiries that I'm getting deliberately, because I do not intend to work with time wasters.
Yeah.
It is a filter system. The price is a filter also.
Yeah.
And $9.99 is not a big price to pay if you are doing, 100,000 USD revenue. If you want to double that with a guarantee that if you don't double, you don't pay me, I don't think anyone can do any better.
True.
Yeah. So it's it is a the price is deliberate and it is a filter. I don't want to deal with mom and some kiosks in the corners. They can't afford me, so the price will deter them anyway. For business owners who are doing 100,000, for that there is nothing. And if they want to get from 100,000 to a million, then they need somebody like me to coach them through it.
Sure.
Because the operating system that they used to use to get to 100,000 is not going to help them to get to 100 to a million.
Sure.
So it requires a new mindset. It requires a new operating system. It requires a new coach.
Yeah.
And just because most successful people don't mention their coaches does not mean that they've never had it. I, for an example, have had several coaches throughout my life.
Yeah.
I, shamelessly promote my own guru, Andy Harrington.
Yeah.
Yeah, who taught me public speaking. Yeah, and or Noel, who taught me parenting, or many other communication skills. So just because we don't mention successful people don't mention the hand behind their success does not mean that they never had a hand. And life and business is tough. Doing it and struggling and failing repeatedly is insanity. Yeah, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity.
Yeah.
If you want a different result, then change the way you're doing things. If you have not used a mentor before, now use one. Test it out.
That is a very good explanation. That's a very good insight on it. And African founders should really take it into consideration.
Yeah. Okay. Mentoring is. We have realized that mentoring is a very alien concept in the African culture.
Sure.
It's a very even the word mentoring. I've had to. I've got feedback that we don't know what mentoring means. They know coaching.
Yeah.
They know training.
No workshop.
They know workshops. They don't know what mentoring is. So I may even have to change the word from Arish Basya mentor to Arish Basya business coach. To make it easier, more palatable. Yeah. So but also compare the African failure rates to Indians and Chinese coming into Africa. The Eastern cultures have traditionally had mentor relationships. They've always had, and most of the businesses are generational. So the father mentors the son, the grandfather mentors the father, and that way. But also, even if we don't have a father or somebody other figure, and somebody who's doing something different from their father, they always go to somebody who has already done it. He doesn't have to be brilliant. He just needs to be 2 steps ahead of you. To stop you from falling into potholes unnecessarily. And even if you do fall, you can grab his hand, or he'll give you a ladder to come up, shake off the dust, and start walking again. So if the Africans don't change their tune, their lunch, their dinner, and their breakfast
Will be eaten by the Chinese and the Indians. Tap out the living.
Yeah.
So you've talked about personal branding. It's one of the things you give into your very expensive coaching program.
Yes.
And this time you decided to give it out as an Easter egg. The thing is, most people don't understand personal branding. What does it look for them in 5 years if they don't do the steps necessary to build the personal brand?
Okay, I've seen that, especially my Rwandese experience is that most business men and women and employees are doing number of things.
True.
So I have a friend called JP who does construction. He does he sells energy efficient stores for his boss. He's doing transport. So somebody who's doing several businesses all together, people don't, he has 3 logos, he has 3 brands to promote. Instead of doing that, and spending 3 times, why doesn't he only promote himself? His spend will be better spent on JP as a brand who does these 3 things than promoting the 3 brands. Especially for multitaskers, it's a very good idea. But even if you're doing one particular thing, your customers will only connect to you. All transactions, all sales happen in an environment of trust. They do not trust your logo, they do not trust your slogans, they do not trust your brand. They trust you as the person. And marketing yourself as a personal brand is the only way out.
It's the only way.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you have to share, your dinner table, and you don't have to share your your children's pictures, and my toddler has taken the first step.
They can connect to that, but you don't really have to share information that is not necessary.
Tim Cook doesn't do any of that. And still he has 4 to 5x what Apple has as followers.
And very specifically, you don't have to do dancing videos. For God's sake.
Yeah. A personal brand does not mean, like this, the guy who does these actions, the guy who got sold for. He got bought because of his personal brand.
And that fell into, is it the TikTok deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for him, he had a separate company that manages his accounts. And so what he actually did, he sold mostly his identity online, which means they can also create another copy of him.
An avatar of him.
Yeah, an avatar of him, which allows them
to start selling merchandise and selling his brand and his face everywhere.
Yeah, but that leaves him with some equity in the company, which means he will nearly be at 1 billion in 6 years.
Okay. Yeah, so if somebody who has linguistic issues, who has to use action memes to become popular, can do it as a personal brand.
And the thing is, it's very surprising how you can go from, because he was a factory worker, he got fired in like 2020 in COVID, and couldn't find anything to do. He spoke French, and nothing was there to say. So all he had to do was action.
Okay.
Ending up 6 years later, he's selling for $1 billion.
Yeah, it's the same story with iShowStop.
iShowSpeed.
iShowSpeed is that in his early days, for the first 6 years, he had barely gone above 100 lives, and today every life runs into millions and maybe tens of millions.
But we can talk about all these success stories, but the real thing is, it has never been easier to become more successful, and it has never been easier to be distracted.
True. Social media, the screen is very addictive. And a lot of our spare moments are being eaten up by social media, by TikTok, by YouTube, by Facebook, whatever you consume. And instead of being a consumer and not getting, no consumer gets paid. You only spend. You're spending time, you're spending money, you're spending attention.
Sure.
the creative thing or the more clever thing to do is to turn that into something that generates revenue for you.
Yeah.
Instead of being a consumer, be a creator.
Yeah.
A creator for your own brand, a creator for your own business, a creator for your own industry, a creator for your own services
Yeah.
that you're doing.
Yeah.
There is nothing to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
We are all capturing, moments on camera, between families and between friends, and so this is another camera exposure. And there will be people who are afraid of going in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But that phobia.
But as like you say, there is three ways to build a personal brand. You have your voice, you have written content, and you have audio content.
Yeah.
So in those three, you have all of them. You can either write good text, you can either speak well, or you can be in front of camera.
Okay, writing is going to be again, AI can write better.
Yeah. So we're literally down to two.
Yeah, it's down to voice and images,
Yeah.
visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your face, your voice, and your reactions.
Yeah.
So being dependent on your words, it's dying.
Yeah.
Because ChatGPT can write better, emails than I can.
True.
It can write better content than I can.
Yeah.
I just need to give it the right prompt.
Yeah. Also giving right prompts is also another skill that's really
A lot of people lack.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask the, AI to do some. Is if I'm asking you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you to put the new banners. I'm telling you, okay, do it, create one, then show it to me, get approval, and then, apply it in all over social media platforms. I've broken it down.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'm asking you to create one.
Yeah.
I approve it. Once it's approved, I let you roll it out.
Yeah. And one skill I've seen that if you're not really good with writing ChatGPT prompts, it's easier for us to just say like, create this and this, and just let it roll the prompt. I found out if you start with create or suggest a ChatGPT prompt, it will suggest the prompt for you, and just all you have to do is after suggest a ChatGPT prompt, and then about what you're about to ask. You just roll everything, and then you have a better answer.
True, but also telling it, okay, like I do, is that there are people that I follow in the business world. So I'll follow the story brand. I will follow the hook point. So I'll give it a prompt, and okay, take this description or the title of the video, turn it into a hook point, thumbnail, turn it into a hook point description, a hook point description.
Yeah.
So or a story brand, or Tony Robinson or Andy Harrington or whatever. So copying is the easiest way to learn.
Yeah.
It's called mirroring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even AI needs to mirror something. So in your prompt, the last thing you need to do is follow so and so. Do it like so and so, and you will get far superior
answers,
results.
Yeah. So you've talked about this window of personal branding in the age of AI. As it has already started through 2022, we've seen it grow very staggeringly fast in the couple of years. So this window is about to close in some way. Would you give us like a deadline, or like where people will be like?
The quicker you can jump on this boat, the better you will be. Okay, but I'm saying within a year or 16 months, if you have not taken off, you'll be grounded.
Yeah, stuck in the fog.
Yeah, Donald Trump used to use this fake news thing. In his days, in his first term, fake news was very fake, was very little. And in today's world, that fake news has multiplied millions of fold. Yeah. So if you want to be authentic, if you want your voice to be heard, you want your brand and your business to grow, then personal brand is the way to unlock.
Yeah.
Okay, look, there's this Chinese story where they describe, for such a big house, you have such a small door.
Yeah.
In that small door, you have such a small lock. In that lock, you just need a small key.
Yeah.
Without it,
You're out.
you're out. With it, you're in.
I was going to say like introverts are going to be like very doomed in the AI age because now they have to like start making audio things or they have to start doing.
No, they don't. Okay, not everybody has to use their face.
Mm-hmm.
People can use just their voice.
I don't think they're also comfortable sharing the voice. But if you're in
Okay.
business, that goes
So,
away.
okay, business is a discomfortable
Yeah.
experience.
It's hard.
add one more discomfort
Yeah.
to succeed. It has a huge reward. We face so many discomforts in life,
Yeah.
and businessmen more so than most.
True.
So this is one more discomfort
That
you will have to endure for a very short time. You'll start loving it. You'll start falling in love with it. And the results speak for themselves. We've seen, people change. We came across a lady who does this, solar lights.
Yeah.
And we one of our members went and visited their site. The site had no banner. It's a dingy, small cabin like room.
Yeah.
No products, no nothing. Just one, badly lit, room with somebody always on their phone, sitting there. No signs, no nothing. It's a very packed, compact, market stall. And she started using personal brand techniques, and now she's reaching out to customers far and wide. Before she would want people to walk into their shop. Now no more walking. She's become a magnet for anyone who's looking for a solar light solution.
And
I think her name is Oliver or something.
Yeah. Once again, talking about solar, if you're in Rwanda, reach out to Gratis Supply. Yeah.
Okay.
Gratis Supply. All the solar lights, the solar panels.
Yeah.
If you need, what is it? People with roofs. Why are you bathing in cold water?
That's another story. There are two types of solar. There is solar thermal, that's for the hot water, and then solar PV. We are talking about solar PV and solar lights.
Oh.
Solar PV works on light, photons. Not
And solar thermal is for the
hot water.
She also has that.
Yeah. And let's go. Okay. We don't have more than a couple of months before the fog becomes too thick.
Yeah.
So jump into it, however comfortable it may be. People do this discomfort thing, that in Russia and in the Scandinavian, where they jump into cold baths, with ice, and if they can do that, they can overcome that difficulty. Then this is another cold bath.
Yeah.
That business owners need to jump into.
Yeah.
And it may be only for a few seconds. Just jump in, get out, and you'll discover it doesn't kill you. In fact, it has more, medicinal and health benefits.
Yeah. Jumping into cold water?
Yeah.
Doing cold baths and everything.
Yeah. In Rwanda, my skin has become better because of cold baths. Yeah. In London, cold bath is in winter is a challenge.
Yeah.
But over here, we are talking about English summer, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Kigali, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and shall we call it a day?
No, we shall call it a day. But if you have a business and you really are wondering if your business is performing well or not performing, please send us a DM and make sure to include what's your name, what you do, and where are you at in your business. And make sure to
Okay, just DM business coach or something, and we'll respond.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.